Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of 10 Minutes with TmFal. Today we're going to talk about forgiveness, what it means to forgive someone, and the benefits of forgiveness to you as a person. And so thinking about forgiveness as ultimately a gift to yourself. So what is forgiveness? The standard definition is to cease to feel resentment against an offender. And other synonyms or words similar to forgive are pardon, absolve, exonerate, dispense, leniency, reprieve, discharge, clemency. All of these things are things that I use to define forgiveness. So we all have been wronged, sometimes repeatedly by the same people, sometimes by family members or people we care about, sometimes by strangers or co-workers. And when we cease to forgive and hold on to that, it actually hurts us more. And forgiveness really is freeing and is a chance to free ourselves of that burden of holding that resentment against a person. So, psychologists define forgiveness as a deliberate, conscious decision to release feelings of resentment or vengeance towards a person or group who has harmed you or wronged you, regardless of whether they actually deserve your forgiveness. All right? So sometimes they don't even deserve your forgiveness. They haven't asked for your forgiveness, but you're doing this for yourself. So it's important to define what forgiveness is not. So even though you are making a conscious and deliberate decision to release those feelings of resentment, that burden, that need for vengeance, it doesn't mean that you gloss over the issues or deny the seriousness of an offense against you. It doesn't mean you forget, and it doesn't mean you're condoning or excusing offenses. So sometimes it can help repair a damaged relationship, but it doesn't mean you have to reconcile with the person or release them for legal accountability if things need to be done, or for you to be friends again. It just means that you're releasing that simmering and constant feeling of resentment or vengeance towards that person. So it gives you, the person who chooses to forgive, a peace of mind and frees you from the anger and things that take away from you. So it empowers you to recognize what you have suffered and allows you to move on. So we kind of think about forgiveness, about forgiving somebody else. But one of the important things, especially as women, is for us to learn to forgive ourselves. Again, I'll say that again, self-forgiveness. So there are mistakes and decisions we've made in our past, things that we feel like we could have done better, our guilt over how certain things turned out or decisions we made. And sometimes we fail to forgive ourselves. And we actually have this simmering resentment, sometimes towards ourselves or decisions we made. Sometimes if we choose not to forgive ourselves, we feel like we deserve certain things that happened to us because of what happened in the past. So just as it's important and freeing to forgive others, it's important to forgive ourselves, because that is freedom to move forward in a positive direction. So, I like to use the letters of the word. So I'm going to use the letters in the word forgive. Forgive, forgive, and the benefits of that. So F is freedom. Forgiveness is freeing because you're making a deliberate and conscious decision to let go of feelings of resentment, of vengeance, of the need to get even. And this is for you. It is freedom. It is freeing. And this is regardless of whether that person deserves it or even if they've asked for you. So sometimes they've asked and you've said no. Sometimes they haven't. But this is for you so that you can have the freedom to let it go. Doesn't mean you're condoning anything. Doesn't mean you're excusing the behavior. You're giving yourself the freedom by forgiving. So that's F. O is organization. So O allows you to organize your thoughts. It allows you to see what happened, It allows you to know how to move forward. It allows you to organize what is going to go on moving forward and what role you're going to have in that person's life or not, what kind of relationship you're able to have or not. But it allows you to organize your thoughts. It allows you to let go of the resentment and to organize your thoughts in a positive manner. R is for reset or restart. And this is really when you decide to forgive, you reset, you let go of the burden of resentment and you reset. And during that period of reset, you also allow yourself to move forward, freer of the burden, and you reset in terms of where and how relationships or any will happen in the future. G is a gift. Think of forgiveness as a gift to yourself, not to anyone else, not to the person you're forgiving, although they may be happy about this. This is a gift to yourself, because when you hold on to resentment and the need for vengeance, the need to get even, the guilt, all of that stuff it weighs you down, it eats at you, and it takes away from you. So G is for gift. Forgiveness is a gift to yourself. I is introspection. So this is that stillness that comes from you going within and scanning yourself, scanning for your priorities, your values, and scanning for that particular situation. What got you to the point where you came to that decision of conscious and deliberate forgiveness, and a period of stillness to reflect on what that resentment may have taken from you, the joy it may have taken for you, the negative thoughts it put in your mind, and a period of introspection to identify those things and delete them and choose to move forward in a positive direction. V is viability. So this is when you decide, just like in organization and introspection, is anything viable? When you choose to forgive that person, if it was a minor offense against you, is there any viability in that relationship? Are you able to be in a relationship with them, a friendship, whatever it is, work relationship, family relationship? What is the viability of that relationship? And is it a changed relationship, or is it one that is able to reset and go right back to before? That takes a lot of organization of your thoughts and introspection to decide if that relationship is viable at all, even after you've forgiven the person. And the E is energy, energized to move forward. So when you let go of resentment, it's a burden and weight lifted off your shoulders, of your heart, of your soul, and you're energized to move forward in a positive direction. You let go of those negative feelings that you've had for so long, in some cases weeks, months, sometimes decades, and allows you to be energized to move forward in a positive manner. It empowers you to recognize the pain you've suffered and then letting that go and energized to move forward. And this goes to yourself also. So for you, when you forgive yourself, there's freedom. There's organization that happens with that. There's a reset and a restart, a rebirth that you give to yourself. It's a gift to yourself so that you value yourself and know that the past is what it was. You've forgiven yourself. You've moved on. There's introspection that allows you to go deep and be at peace with your decisions. You're viable, and the viability of how you relate to yourself, and that's really important. And the energy and empowerment to go forward. So as we round up, I really would like to conclude about, forgiveness being a conscious and deliberate decision to release and let go of those feelings. It has nothing to do with whether the person deserves it. This is a gift to yourself. So the word forgive, freedom, F for freedom, O, organization, R, a reset, a rebirth, a restart, G, gift to self, I, introspection, V, viability, and E, energy or energized. So that is 10 minutes with TmFal. I'll encourage you to think about who in your life or lives you need to forgive, a person, a group, yourself, and really put steps in place to make that conscious, deliberate decision. Thinking of this as a freeing process and as a gift to yourself. This is 10 Minutes with TmFal.